Hey YouTube fans, it's me the Storyman and welcome back to my latest video. Today I'm making another request video and it's from a YouTuber named Anna. And her story, which I made from ChatGPT, is what I call the Beatniks of Times Square. So remember folks, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment down the comment section below. Oh, Anna, if you're watching, I hope you like it. This is your request video and I'm doing it for you right now. I hope you like it. Oh, and remember, the story is made by ChatGPT, but the voice acting, dramatic flair, what else? Storytelling, narration, and ad-libbing were all done by a real human being, which I call myself the Storyman. Oh boy, today is a sunny day today. Looks like the weather's good. Let's see how this story will help out make it better. Let's begin, shall we? The last thing the Beatniks remember was rain. Yeah, rain here has been quite some time, but at least here it's sunny. Let's see how this works. Not ordinary rain either. It fell over Greenwich Village in long silver needles, turning the pavement black and making the neon signs shimmer like they were underwater. It was sometime in the late 1950s, or perhaps the early 60s. None of them could agree on the year. Yeah, I guess we don't know when the Beatniks came to be. I just hope maybe they will. There were 5 of them: Jack, Milo, Birdie, Sal, and a woman everyone called Blue because she wore a blue beret and never seemed to speak above a whisper. Pretty weird though. They had been sitting in the back room of a coffee house, arguing about poetry, jazz, God, and whether America had already entered the future without telling anybody. You know, I asked myself that question: did they really enter the future? But then again, I see Donald Trump. It feels like nothing had changed as much. Then Milo found the door. It wasn't supposed to be there. Behind the bookshelf, where there had always been a brick wall, stood a narrow black door with no handle. "That's new," Jack said. "Everything's new," Blue replied. Milo opened it. A wind came through. It smelled like electricity. Then the room disappeared. Yeah, you can feel the wind right here. They landed on a sidewalk. There was no gentle arrival. 5 beatniks, 3 saxophones, 2 notebooks, 1 battered guitar, and a coffee cup appeared in the middle of Times Square with the force of a small thunderclap. Sorry, I thought I could do this sound effect. I hope that's okay. Jack hit the pavement. Ow! Milo landed beside him. Where are we? Birdie stood up and stared. Sal's mouth fell open. Blue slowly removed her beret and looked around. The Times Square of 2026 blazed around them. Oh boy. Massive LED screens covered the buildings. Advertisements moved across towers hundreds of feet high. Cars streamed through the streets. People walked past holding glowing rectangles in their hands, speaking to invisible voices. I can imagine if they're from the 1950s, I can imagine this is just like, what? What am I seeing here? A digital billboard showed a woman smiling impossibly brightly while advertising something called an AI personal companion. You know, I feel like they're coming out of the woodworks. There's a lot of those. I mean, a lot. Okay. Another screen displayed a countdown. Another showed a spaceship. Another showed a hamburger. Blue pointed upward. What the hell is that? Advertising, Jack whispered. For what? Everything, apparently. Oh, yes. Digital billboards advertise everything, and I mean everything. It's like, oh yes, and it's been considered one of the most congested places in the world with a lot of human traffic, and I mean a lot of human traffic. Like people you'll be crumpled and then get crumpled and tight. I mean real tight. Ooh, they're everywhere. A man walked past wearing wireless earbuds. Sally grabbed his sleeve. "Excuse me, friend, what year is it?" The man pulled out 1 earbud. 2026. He walked away. The 5 beatniks stared at each other. Milo slowly smiled. "We made it." "Made it where?" Jack asked. "The future." Blue looked up at the enormous screens. "No," she said. "The future made it to us." I guess so. They didn't travel to the future came to them. Looks like I can imagine how overwhelmed they are seeing things have changed so quickly. I can imagine how hard that is. They spent the next hour wandering through Times Square. Everything frightened them. Everything fascinated them. The people took photographs of themselves constantly. Oh boy. I can imagine how overwhelming that is. Nobody seemed to carry newspapers. Yeah. I guess media streaming and the internet kind of made them kind of obsolete and outdated. Nobody seemed surprised by technology. Everyone walked quickly as if being late for something. Why does everybody have a television in their pockets? Sal asked. Oh boy. It feels like we are holding televisions. As you can see, my cell phone is like a mini TV. I can just carry it anywhere. I don't need to sit at home anymore, watch TV. This thing made my TV obsolete. Though I use the TV, of course, to play PS5, which is still needed. It's a telephone, Manuel explained. You can watch television on a telephone? Yes, then it is a television. They discovered the internet. Oh yes, this caused a crisis. A teenage showed them a search engine. Jack typed, "Who is the greatest American poet?" Thousands of results appeared. He stared at the screen. There's no answer. Yeah, there's just too many people who want that. That's because there are too many, the teenager said. Jack considered this, then he nodded solemnly. At last, progress. At least they know their poetry was not for nothing. They knew they were changing something, and there was a lot of poets now out there. And oh boy, not a lot. I wonder how they would react to this. I can imagine I'd be overwhelmed to see something so new. If I was still in 1997, if I see this right now and I landed the year 26, I'd be overwhelmed by it. Dear God, I'd be overwhelmed. Wow, I'd be overwhelmed when I see new technology. That'd freak me out. Whoa. By sunset, the Beatniks had become something of a local attraction. Someone uploaded a video of them playing jazz on the sidewalk. Within minutes, strangers were gathering. Birdie played saxophone. Sal played a guitar. Milo began reciting poetry. Blue closed her eyes and danced barefooted beneath the glow of the billboards. People stopped. Phones appeared. The crowd grew. Someone shouted, "Are you guys doing a retro performance?" Jack shouted back, "We're not retro." A teenager laughed. "Sure, Grandpa." Jack looked horrified. "Grandpa?" Milo leaned toward him. "Don't take it personally. I'm 32. That may be worse." The music continued, and something strange happened. Indeed, for a few minutes, Times Square changed. The advertisements were still there. The traffic still moved. The phones still glowed, but people stopped rushing. They listened. Looks like apparently they have never seen this before. They haven't seen like that in years, and they see something like that out of nowhere. Whoa. Dang. But people stopped rushing. They listened. A businessman removed his earbuds. A little girl began dancing. A group of tourists put away their cameras. Even the enormous screens seemed less important. Yeah, if they saw something they'd never seen before, even those would look inferior. The Beatniks played as though they were back in the old coffee house, except now their audience was the future. Oh boy. I can imagine how would their style fit the new style of 2026. Where everything is provided to you on a platter by the internet and technology, which I'm using right now. Later that night, the five sat on the steps of a subway entrance. They had discovered that the subway was still running. They had also discovered it was much cleaner than they had remembered. "Everything survived," Sal said. "Not everything," Blue replied. She pointed across the square. A building that had once stood there was gone. A bookstore had become a clothing store. A theater had become something else. The city they remembered existed only in their memories. Jack took out his notebook. He began writing. "What are you writing?" Birdie asked. "A poem." "About what?" Jack looked at the towers, the twin towers. "About a city that forgot its past but never stopped dreaming." Blue smiled. Blue smiled, of course. "That's not bad." "It's terrible." "Good," she said. "Now you're becoming a poet." Yeah, they always like the tragic stuff. The poets become much more awesome than they were. If it's too happy, it's boring, but it's something sad and tragic, it always sells like hotcakes. At midnight, they found the door again. It appeared beneath a glowing advertisement. Wedged between two buildings where there should have been nothing but concrete, The same black door. The same impossible wind. Milo reached for the handle. Jack stopped him. Wait! They all looked back at Times Square. The lights. The people. The music. The endless screens. The strange future. For the first time, none of them seemed afraid. Fair point, though. They've seen everything. It looked better, though. Those things have changed, but I think they look fascinated by it. Birdie took a cigarette from his pocket, remembered that smoking indoors and almost everywhere else had become complicated, and put it away. Sal laughed. Imagine telling the old coffee house crowd about this. They never believe us, Miles said. Fair point, they would think they're crazy. Blue put her blue beret back on. That's the point. Jack looked at the city one last time. Maybe we shouldn't go back. Nobody answered. The black doorway hummed. Then Blue stepped through. Then Blue stepped through. The others followed. The door vanished. The next morning, a strange photograph appeared online. It showed 5 people standing in Times Square beneath the giant screens. They looked like they had stepped out of an old black and white photograph. Nobody knew who they were. Some people said it was an art project. Others said it was an advertisement. A few people insisted that the photograph had been generated by artificial intelligence. But, fair point though, but one jazz musician, when shown the picture, stared at it for a long time. Then he smiled. I know those cats, he said. Who are they? The musicians looked toward the window. They're Beatniks. From where? He shrugged. Somewhere between yesterday and tomorrow. And far below the noise of Times Square, beneath the subway tracks and the concrete and the electric hum of 2026, 5 distant voices could almost be heard laughing. Then came the sound of a saxophone. One long note. Blue as midnight, and somewhere, impossibly, a door opened. I can imagine that. That's pretty good. Okay, Anna, then that's Anna. If you're still watching this video, that's the story. And thank you for watching my video. This is the Bookman. I mean, the Storyman. Sorry, Storyman signing out. So remember, folks, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and please leave your comment down in the comment section below. Remember, hit that like button to like this video. Subscribe to my channel by clicking the bell down there for notifications and updates from me. Comment down the comment section below down there on what kind of story you want me to make, and I will make it. Any story, and I'll do it right away as soon as I can. And I like it, I like it. And I hope you like watching that. And if you do all that, this thumb will get to the end with a thumbs up. Remember, like, comment, subscribe equals a thumbs up from me to you. Anna, I hope you like that story. I hope you like it. It's pretty good though. And I hope you actually enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it too. Thank you. And goodbye. 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 Goodbye and goodbye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye.